Can we start with VB scripting?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Okay. Any idea what do you mean by VB scripting? Like what language it is, why it is used in UFT or QTP? Any idea?
You can kind of things those are used for the scripting and those. I think as we discussed earlier, instead of recording the GUIs, we do the scriptings and we write the codes on our own. So it's all about the coding
Yeah, definitely.
developed by Microsoft.
Yeah. See, as I'm telling, it is used in a third-party tool. For example, we have got basically we have got three types of languages: high-level language, middle-level language, and low-level language. High-level languages are like nothing but C, Java, .NET. All those are high-level languages. See, when we say it's a high-level language, it has got its own compiler, debugger, interpreter, and all those stuff. See, so when you want to run a C program, definitely you need to have a compiler. You need to install in your machine that compiler so that you can work on C. But in the same way, that is what is high level language. But see, UFT itself is a tool. Then where could it go? And whenever you are installing UFT, you are not installing any compiler related to VB script. So VB script is nothing, as in the name itself, it is a scripting language. Scripting language is nothing but a lightweight language. It has only interpreter by itself. Like whenever you are using scripting language, by itself it has got a interpreter in the Windows. So we can say that it is developed by the Microsoft so that it can be run in
Better now it's fine.
okay. VB script is a scripting language. What does mean by scripting language? Scripting language means it doesn't require any compiler to be installed in any system. So, as UFT itself is a tool, whenever you are installing UFT, you don't install any compiler related to VB script. So, VB scripting has come into picture. Microsoft has developed it in order to write web applications, because in web pages, whenever you create a web page with the help of HTML, you use ASP language. ASP language is nothing but a VB script or JavaScript. So whenever you are writing HTML code, static HTML page, you can insert data, you can insert functions into it without any compiler needed. So VB script is also known as lightweight language because it doesn't require any dependencies. It can be directly run on any Windows system without any installations or prerequisites required. Is it clear or any doubts?
Yes.
Okay, so we can say VB script is a active scripting language developed by Microsoft that is modeled on Visual Basic. It is designed as a lightweight language with a fast interpreter for use in wide varieties of Microsoft environments. VB script can be used to create an application that's what I'm telling. VB script can be used to create an application that can run directly on any workstation running Windows, means which has Windows operating system, it can be directly run. It doesn't require any installations, previous installations. Can I move to the next slide? Okay. So as I'm telling, VB script is a language. Any language has its own syntax, variables, and its own ways of writing a code and all those stuff. So a VB script has also its own way of codes and means syntaxes. So we'll just go through one by one. As I said, first, whenever we are writing, first and foremost thing what we do, whenever we are writing a code, first and foremost thing what we do is like we declare variables. wherever it is required. So, for example, as I am telling, VB script is a lightweight language. So, if I want, if it can have, yeah, it doesn't have many variable types. Any variable type can be declared with a one variable. That is called dimension, which I'll show you once I write the script. But while declaring a variable, it has got few rules. What are those? Whenever you are declaring a variable, the first letter should be, it should begin with alphabet, and it should not, the variable length or name should not increase by more than 255 characters, and variable should not contain a period, that is dot operator, and variable name should be unique in declared context. Means, for example, what I'm saying, first the variable name should always start with the alphabet. It should not be more than 25 characters in size, and it should not contain a period, and the variable name should be unique. Like if you are declaring an x y z variables, so you cannot declare in a same script two variables with the same name, because it is confusion for us. Because if I give x is equal to 10 and again I declare a variable x equal to 20, then the previous value will be replaced by the new value. Because what do you mean by variable? It is a memory, it is a named memory location. So whenever you are writing something in the system, it should be stored in the system registry, in the memory location. That is, system registry is nothing but a memory location, so that whenever you want, you can access that variable which has got some value which we want to use. So a VB script has only one type of variable, that is dimension variable. Is it clear?
Yes.
Let us see how we declare a variable. We declare a variable using dim. So I'm declaring a variable. So whenever we are declaring a variable, if it is an int, we try to define it as int a, means int some number you want to declare, is int num. Okay. In the same way, if you and we differentiate, we can declare many number of variables by separating with the comma operator. Str string. In such way, we declare an operator. So I am taking two variables. I want to give some. You can, at runtime, you can take variables through a function by name inbox, input box. Input box is a function through which in runtime we can take input value. And So input box is a function through which we can at runtime enter a data, give some input whenever we are writing some functions. Here we are using cint function. What does mean by cint function? Cint is nothing but a conversion of function. What do you mean by a conversion function? See, whenever I'm giving input box function, every function will return some value which will go in details. What is a function, why it is returning value, what is the value, how it is returning, all the stuff. Every function will return some value. This input box function, this input box will always return a string, but we are giving as a number. We want to have it as a number. So whenever you want to have it as a number, you need to convert into as an integer. So if you give cint, whatever string value we are getting here through input box, it will be converted into a number or an integer. So if you want to convert something which is got when we are giving as input box into integer and do some arithmetic operations, then we use this function. And using message box, we are able to print the output values or any necessary values we want to print in manipulations we are doing in our code. It is one of the way to give output values or the values which we want to get from our code, or we want to see, or we want to print. Is it clear, Bhuvana and Sashmita? Like how we declare variables and any doubts in the variables?
No, I'm clear.
Yeah, still.
Fine. Then, as I said, after variable declarations, we have types of operators. So there are many types of operators. The first and foremost type of operator is arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators are nothing but, what are the arithmetic operators? Any idea like what are the operators termed as arithmetic?
Yeah, the
Addition.
addition, subtraction, multiplication, and this.
Yeah, correct. The means the operators with which we can perform some manipulations or some operations with the numbers like integer values. So those are called arithmetic operators. Then comes logical operators. What does logical operator mean? What are the various types of logical operators available we use regularly?
Comparison.
Comparison. Logical operators, I'm asking. Like, what are logical operators?
And or not.
Correct. And, or, not, all those come as logical operators. Okay, the logical operators we use whenever we want to have some conditions in our script. For example, if I got if I have one condition like both should be, if both operations are true, then only I need to perform one value. So we give x and y. If one is true, then I can go into the loop. Such like, if one is I don't want not, if one is not, if it is not this, I need to go into the loop, like that. If any conditions we want to give logically, if some two for two or three, when we have two conditions, and how those two conditions should be like to perform some operations, then we go for logical operations. Then concatenation means, any idea?
Are we looking two or more codes?
Yep, can you?
Used to combine to string.
Yeah, combining a string, it can be anything. So every language has its own concatenation operator. In VB script, the concatenation operator is ampersand. Okay. Then comes comparison, as you said, like equal to, not equal to, all those will come as comparison operators. And again, relational operators that will go deep. It's not muchly used in VB script, but relational operators. Then comes the one and foremost very important thing which we need to know is VB script is case insensitive. So you can give capital letters, or you can give camel in notation, or you can give small letters. Whatever it is, it will take. Clear? Yeah. See, these are the arithmetic operators available in VB script. As you said, addition is plus, subtraction is minus, multiplication is asterisk, division means what is this? And if you see here, we'll get a floating. So whatever, sorry, floating means, for example, 9 by 2 is there. So 9 by 2 will not be directly dividend. So it will give 4.5. So if you give this operator, the floating point operator, then we'll get the floating value also. If you give integer by, for example, 9 by 2 you have given, and you have given this integer division operator, then you will get only 4. The decimal value will be removed. And is it clear? Floating point exponential operators, like you want to give some powers, then we go for this explanation. Negation means negative. Modulus, this is one of the most important thing, is like modulus is mod. What is mod, and what is the difference between this division integer and mod? So whenever you are dividing, for example, I'm taking 8 by 2. My quotient is 2, 4, and my remainder is 0. Is it correct? Whenever I am dividing number 8 by 2, any division will have two things. One is remainder and one is quotient. So while dividing a number, if you want to have remainder, then you go for mod, and if you want to have quotient, then you go for division. Is it clear?
Yes.
Fine. As we said, these are the logical operators, and mostly used operators are and, or, and not. We mostly use these three operators in our conditions. These are not at all used because these are mostly logical, and we go for our own functions like conditions. So the mostly used are and, or, and not. As I said, string concatenation. Ampersand is used for concatenating the operators. Plus we don't use, because plus will give if we the first and foremost property, or the first and foremost operation will be done with plus is additions. So if those two are not strings, then it will definitely do an addition. There will be a confusion. So whenever you want to concatenate something, always use ampersand. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. So let us do a small code on how we